What is happening, y'all? Welcome on back. Before we get started, someone pointed out the glorified leather attire set, which I had overlooked dealing with my stressful fight with the bears. But we are right here, so this is basically right between the regalia fight and then the double room bears and all the stuff. So make sure you run on over and grab that. With that being said, we are ready to hop on over and get started on the Shadow Keep. So in terms of recommendations for this area, you're definitely going to want to have something that can deal some range damage, whether it's going to be Stone of the Rock or thrown weapon, whatever the case is. It'll just be useful to have. But for now, at least, run into this very first room. This guy has some fun little lore about the place. Going to have some enemies right up ahead up the stairs. Let's take them out. Don't hang too long, though, because we have another one that's coming. After we take him out, we'll go up the stairs, take this one down, grab this goodie, and go into here. Those are really just pumping the damage. Take that one out. And there we get Mangouche, which is pretty cool. It's a, sort this out. There we go. It's a dagger, but you're meant to pair it with, like, piercing weapons. We'll share that moveset with them. Identical blade held in the right hand to enable distinctive style of fighting. Okay, after we get that, we go up the stairs. We'll kill these two that are behind us first. And then I should probably go ahead and pop my rune arc. So that these wonderful souls will heal me up. Take them out and get the mushrooms. And the room up top is going to have 2 black knights. And now for this one, you can see that one's already shooting. The other one has aggroed, so what we're going to try and do is lure him out just to make things a little bit easier. That way we're not getting pelted with great arrows the whole time we're fighting. I'm actually gonna get a lot of those counters. Let's throw that on. Grab that. We're going to be making our way down there, but don't go there from this way. Instead, we will pick up the Shadow Room 6. And now that we're at this bridge, we'll drop down here instead. Grab this Smithing 5. And there's a couple of those, I just call them shadow dudes, but just run around taking them out. And use this to heal on up real quick. Thank you, Rykard's Rune, for your fantastic healing. We get a talisman right here. Get over at that. Increase poise after using a flask of tears. Kind of situational, but I think there's some PvP applications. So we have one loot in this room, and this is just where that little ghost dude was, so there's no real reason to drop down here unless you're trying to exit. Right, so kill them, and then we're going to go on over and take out this dude. If you want, you can sneak right up and get an easy backstab on him. Head and pick up the Golden Vow. And got some Greaves. It looks like a little loot that I dropped from those guys that I overlooked while I was speed killing them. Alright. After we get all the goodies, now we can head and drop and run back. Let's check the note. Sword's betrayal, into the room. Final dude is 2 dudes in a ladder up to... Oh, wait, hang on. No, I missed a different room. There's a room. There's a ladder that I missed there. It was right next to where we were at. That's okay. We'll just make a quick loop here. Won't take long. Yeah, that door that you see right there, that's the room we could pop out in. I really need to space out my notes more, because they get so grouped up that I can't. I always end up overlooking stuff in them. Okay. Lord's Betrayal by Tree, Golden Vow by Night, into the southwest room for a smithing 8. Which we grabbed. Final room has 2 dudes and a ladder up to the 2-night room. Alright. Take those 2 down, and here is our elusive ladder. Alright, so this time we're going to cross the bridge for a liver. Kill the little guys to get grease darts and a smithing 2. We'll kill the fire knight and grab the grace. There's also a shortcut we could get, but by the time we get it, it's kind of pointless. Actually, you know what? Let's approach this slightly from behind, because it would be safer. We can sneak up from behind and kill everybody. And to do that, all we're going to do is go right here and just drop. It's an item we got to grab anyway, so we would have been running this way regardless. There's actually a hidden pathway down here. We're not going to do it just yet. But we'll come back and do that, get that hidden path down there in a second. If we do it right now, we're going to have to fight our way back through the Shadow Keep, so just sit on that for a little bit. Climb up here. This will put us behind all of the little dudes that want to attack us. I think it's a little easier to grab loot. Kill that guy, get the smithing 8. There's a couple of them crouched around. Look how sneaky they are. Like how we come up behind and they still jump forward because that's where we're supposed to be. Rod of fruit. Guess we can go this way. We'll get the shortcut unlocked real fast. It's crazy to me how much damage the backhand blades just pump, considering they're one of the first weapons we find in the DLC. If I had been using these early, I don't think I would have ever swapped off of them. They're just crazy. And we have the opportunity to get a really nice Ash of War for them in just a second. So this is the original Grace with the hippo. We're going to run back up. We're going to kill a Fire Knight. We're going to grab another Grace, do a side quest, and then take the hidden path, which takes us down to the river. What up? Now, this enemy is probably going to be one of the best to farm for that sword. Which, just to show that real fast, that's the Fire Knight's Greatsword. Incredibly, incredibly good weapon. Has a very similar moveset to the Godslayer Blade. So, very fast, colossal weapon. You can put some crazy ashes on it. I'm a really big fan, so... you want to farm that enemy. I think this is the best farm. There's also one you can farm in the Specimen House where we're at right now, but I think that one's a little bit easier because you can just take the elevator down, kill it, and then warp back. So I'll show you exactly how I would do this. Obviously you would put on your silver horn tender. Ideally you would put on a ring for loot as well. I did not rest at the Grace, so that thing did not respawn. I want to say I think the Silver Horn Tender buff actually, that one lasts through rests, which is nice. Actually, probably wouldn't be too bad for this particular build. I'll just send that back up so we can get down here faster. Sometimes you'll get it fast, sometimes you won't. On the prep stream, I ended up getting it on my first kill, which was awesome. But the sword's definitely worth getting. I would say it's worth fighting. Farming that guy. So here we have the side quest continuation. Now you can either be summoned to assist Hornsent, which will then allow you to progress his quest and have him in the Mesmer fight. Alternatively, you can assist Needle Knight Lita, and you'll help her kill Hornsent, and you'll get his gear now. Now you need to assist Lita if you want to have the brawl between her and Ansbach. And that's probably the big loot differentiation here. Basically, if we choose to assist Hornsent now, we're going to get an Ash of War from Lita for the blades that we're using, and this is the only place to get that Ash. Very solid in PvE, very solid in PvP. That would be my recommendation. If you assist Lita now, and then assist Ansbach later, we can get Ansbach's bow instead, which is a spread shot bow that's going to loose 8 arrows at the same time in a tight spread pattern. Those arrows can all hit, so like all 8 can hit the same target in like a shotgun type effect. So if you're a big fan of bows, that's a pretty decent choice. But if you're a big fan of backhand blades, I think Hornsent is the better option. So we are going to be summoning Hornsent and assisting him. Obviously, if you take the other choice, I'll also be talking about how that quest will progress when we get to that point. And we can still get Hornsent's gear, by the way. Even if you assist him here, we'll get his gear later. Which are very good for a dex build. I'm very much looking forward to those.
Interfere not with my business. Zealot, do not interfere. This is my revenge.
So anyway, whooping her. I'm gonna chill for a second, and then it'll warp us out. And we get Swift Slash as well as Lita's runes. You can pop that for some easy runes. Now from here, we're just going to drop on down. I'm not going to bother attacking those guys that are up there. We're just taking that shortcut now. So you want to go down here. And then take this ladder down. And once you're down, just run on through. We're going to get the dragon painting. We'll be taking care of this in an upcoming episode. Smack this wall. And then you drop and you go on over to a coffin. Go ahead and rest in the coffin. You'll get the typical coffin cutscene where you go for a little river ride. And then when you arrive, you pop out at the waterway. There, yeah, I think there was one loop back here. Let me look at notes. Was there? No, doesn't look like it. Drop ladder, run path for somber doorway first. Grab the fire liver. No, we're not doing that yet. It's the storehouse. Domain of dragons, then pop the wall, run ahead for coffin, then back to storehouse. Okay. So this area has a lot going on. We are going to save this zone for later because this is basically, we do some stuff here. There's 2 furnace golems we have to fight, which is obnoxious. We don't fight them at the same time, but still obnoxious. And then we make our way down this path. There's like some areas down here we knock out. And then as we continue to make our way down, there's like a village we do. We go over here and we do some stuff. There's like a catacomb over here. There's a mausoleum over here. And then that will get us down to this last map fragment in this last area you see, which is like a stealth section. Involves madness. Not a good time. You're free to make your way there on your own if you want. It's not going to break any quests or anything, but we're going to save that for the time being. So instead, warp back to that storehouse first floor grace that we got. We're actually going to go through all of this, and then we're going to begin clearing the top portion of the map before we go on down there. So first thing we're going to do in the Specimen Storehouse, just run on off to the right here, east path. We're going to kind of wiggle through this. That's going to get us the Erdtree 3. There's also an alternative way to get into this room in the event that that little jump ever gets fixed up. And the Ember of Mesmer. And then we're just going to go through killing some of these guys to show you where we would have come from. And we're right back to the entrance. I'm gonna move these. Killing until you come across the duo guarding the runes. Yeah, we'll go clear this path. That's an alternate path that we're also going to take later, but we'll at least knock out the start of it. The fire spell the enemies are so fond of. We're also going to get that in this area. I'm going to head straight ahead for a gold foot and a jar bro, and we're going to proceed along for a fleshy ambush with wall of sparks on the balcony. Let's run in here. Jar man should be right there. We'll grab our gold pickled foulfoot, head on up for the fleshy. Go ahead and pull out the shield since fleshies love to ambush. And the fire just absolutely trounces those things. Here we have Wall of Sparks, a very fun AoE for the perfume bottles, which to talk about that real fast, so I was messing around more with the Wall of Sparks thing. I mean, it's still good, but this is apparently incredibly bugged at the moment. And to show you what I mean, if you use it unlocked, what it does is it's going to throw out that entire volley, and it's going to nuke stuff. It's insanely strong. So that's definitely going to get fixed. There's no way it's intended for it to, you know, just nuke like that. So for the sake of the walkthrough, anytime I'm using it, I'm only going to use it locked on. I'm not going to do the massive point-blank ground nuke. If you're just trying to blow stuff up on your own for the time being, it'll definitely get the job done, but just keep in mind there is a extremely high chance of that getting patched. Which, I mean, even then, like, we're pumping pretty insane damage even without that, which is basically an exploit. Well, I don't know if an exploit would be appropriate. More just unintended interaction, I think. But anyway, dash through here, just slicing and dicing. I really should change up my armor. It's just, it doesn't fit my paladin aesthetic, you know? I love these so much. Maybe I'll do an armor overhaul before the next part. Anyway, this one can, like, do this weird blood aura thing. It's really annoying. It's going to force you to fat roll. So just get in, kill it fast, but just be careful around that. Alright. Now that they are done, we can pick up the Iris of Grace. I believe we now have 1 occlusion and 1 grace. We get the hefty cracked pot. Let's see. We picked up the Priest Cookbook 4, 2 fleshies, intermade, fleshy in the middle, some blood pools, Iris and Grace, hefty cracked, fleshy ambush on the right as you leave. We'll kill a few littles, and then we'll get the Grace back to the storehouse. It's our last. So take that down. Break all those chairs. And we have the Grace. Now this path I would not suggest going down yet. There is some stuff that way, but To complete the Hornsent's questline, we need him to invade us, and that's going to happen over in this area. For that to occur, we need to first get through the Mesmer fight. So this is a long bridge that'll lead us on into the second to last zone, but we're just getting that grace for access later. For the time being, just don't worry about it. All right, now for the storehouse. So I like to always take that guy out. And then really, you're just going to run through and slice and dice, you know. There's a lot of little enemies here. Nothing in here is really a threat unless they manage to group up on you. That's where we got the Bolt Drake in there. Because we're going to be killing so many of these things that our Riker Great Rune is going to be doing some serious work right now. Fire coil. More dead dudes. This room is going to have Ansbach in it. We can talk to him for now, but we don't have the item we need for his quest, so if you want some dialogue, go ahead and just burn through it.
It appears has been taken straight. Surely you have to fail. I do any.
He gives some lore about how Miquella essentially took Mog's body, the corpse, and is using it for some very depraved stuff, which we'll talk about a little bit later once we get closer to the final boss. It's more into the lore category of things. Fire Knight. I haven't had him drop yet, but I know you can get these daggers from the Fire Knight. Or they're pretty cool. Oh boy. Fortunately for him, they're daggers, and daggers are going to bounce right off us. So take him out, get the smithing stone 8, and then I believe we are good. Let me just check. Let's see. Ansbach clears dialogue, continues till stairs, night guarding the smithing 8, and then we're going to go up. There's going to be some black fireflies that we can grab. A Fire Knight ahead, guarding a Beast Horn. I really want to get that sword, so I'm going to... Actually, let me just have like a 3-minute timer. I'm going to put those on. Just burn through them. We'll go item discovery. We'll get the daggers to drop while we're at it. Alright. While we're over here, that is the... I believe that's the room we opened up when we confirmed, though. Here, it'll take a look. No, that's Ansbach's room. The other room is over... Well, let's just kill his stuff and then we'll talk about it. Right now, we're just kind of killing and taking these paths. This should... No, not that one. It's this one right here. There we go. So this is the room if they ever fix that little wiggle jump we did. Hang on, let me get rid of these guys first so I can actually talk without being assaulted by fireballs. So if they ever fix it for whatever reason, you can just jump down here and get the bolt, then you can open the lever to get out. Grab the smithing stone 5. Then from there we can go back and we'll go up those stairs. Another direction, killing dude for blessed bone. Did I pick up the blessed bone? After going up, kill the Fire Knight ahead. Take a path to the right for some dudes in a Fire Knight guarding Beast Horns. Ah, this one. Ooh. Hey, Fire Knight's short sword. Very nice. Very nice. So over here, this spot is very important for later on. Just remember how we got here. There's a loot we're going to pick up. And if you're not good at sketchy jumps, you're going to need to just remember how to get here. So basically, first set of stairs. Let's go ahead and kill stuff. No, actually, I think we're supposed to go to the other direction first. Let me look. Killing Fire Knight. Ahead, take the path to the right for some dudes in a Fire Knight guarding Beast Horns. Other direction, killing dudes for blessed bones. Grab dueling and more littles. Okay, so we are going this way first. Your sword. Give it to me. Nope. I want it so bad. So proceed along. Just killing these dudes. We got the blessed bone shard. Now we are ready to go on up. We'll take this. We're calling finger remedy. We can jump across right here. It's going to get you the first thrusting shield. There's 2 of these in the game. Pretty cool. It's a shield you can also attack with. And we're just going to kill some basic dudes. Oh, really doing it up on the poison, huh? People wanted the vulgar militia saw so much in the main game, they were like, alright, let's just add a bunch of people to drop this like crazy. The funnier thing was they were like, people really like the militia guys, let's just add a bunch. I haven't used it, but I actually heard the new Black Knight hammer has a unique guard, which I'd probably like it a lot because I don't know, I love guard counters. It's just such a fun style of play. Dueling a little more fellow. We get the lump and beast, 1 more Fire Knight with trash enemies, and then on to the feet. Miyazaki's favorite. There's a joke about how there's always necessary scenes with feet in all of the FromSoft games. Pick up our revered Spirit Ash. After that, we're just going to run back on up, so. Let's go down and run back to defeat. It all started, I think it was like with Demon Souls, like you could be at the ledge, and the, basically like the game's equivalent of the Bonfire Keeper, would like sit on the stairs and just like kick her feet, and like the toes were animated and everything, and people were like, something tells me this is by design. What are you trying to tell us, Miyazaki? Up the feet, and past the butt, onto the head, and jump. Making it over here, we get another Erdtree fragment, storehouse cross message. We get across, and then we have a grace. So having that grace, I'm going to wrap things up here for now. I might actually go back and farm that Fire Knight for a bit, because I really do want that sword. Maybe I'll upgrade the daggers to check out as well. But there's still quite a bit left to this area. The next episode, we're going to continue working our way up, and we'll end up tackling Mesmer. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you soon with more.